Welcome to the final episode of the fall semester. I'm Jeremy Culver.
And I'm Hannah Youngquist. Topping our stories this week. Many of us are leaving QU this break to spend the holidays with our loved ones. But before you leave, there are a few things you have to do to prepare your room or suite for the holiday break. All campus dorms will close at noon on December 16th, and all students must leave their buildings within 24 hours of their last exam. If you are not coming back to QU for the spring semester, check out with your RA or RD before the 16th. If you are currently assigned a room to yourself in a two-person room, make sure your belongings are set to one side of the room to make room for a potential roommate. Be sure to close all windows and blinds and unplug all appliances, including mini fridges. Large refrigerators in houses and apartments may be left on. Turn the thermostats to the lowest possible temperature and empty out all trash receptacles. Ensure all faucets are off and completely turn off all lights except porch lights for the houses. For students who are staying on campus for all or part of the break, you must fill out a Christmas housing contract in the Student Affairs office. There is a discount for turning your contract in early. If you turn in your contract before December 12th at 5 p.m., you will only have to pay the $15 per day. After that date, the price is raised to $20 per day. Failure to adhere to any of these conditions may result in a $300 charge and removal from the building. So be sure to follow all procedures correctly.
While many students are stressed with the finals upon us, Greek life here on campus is enjoying the holiday season with a little fun. Last weekend, both sororities and the fraternity got together and enjoyed a home-cooked meal and some fun. Everyone dressed up in the ugliest Christmas sweater they could find and danced the night away. Karaoke was held at the end of the evening, showing the Greeks' talent or lack thereof. Christmas is an important time for Greek life, and they enjoy sharing it together.
I think that having a Greek Christmas dinner is important every year for the Greek community to get together as a whole and just have fun throughout the semester.
Anyone interested in joining a sorority or a fraternity should look out for flyers on campus this January.
Students spend a lot of time cheering for their favorite athletes at sporting events. But what many don't realize is that several athletes are champions both on and off the field. This is thanks to an effort of an organization on campus we have in this week's Newsmaker. I am here today with DJ Lampert, co-president of SAC, an organization on campus with student athletes. Welcome, DJ.
Thanks, nice to be here.
So can you first explain to me what SAC is?
SAC is the Student Athletic Advisory Committee. It's made up of representatives from all QU sports teams, and we come together to talk about legislation for both the sports, and we like to do a bit of community service around here, the school and the community itself.
So what are some things that are going on right now?
Right now, our main thing that we're doing is we are doing pen pals with one of the local schools here in town. Each representative has a pen pal at one of the local schools, and we're writing to the kids and they're writing back, and it's just a small way for us to reach out to the community, let them know that, this is why we're here, is for you guys, for the community itself.
So how can students get involved that aren't athletes and maybe they want to do that? Are they?
Oh, there's a lot of different ways to get involved. We hold many events throughout the year. We got many great events coming up this spring, such as the Teacher Drive, and some other big events that you'll be looking for our flyers coming around. And it's just going out and supporting QU athletics in general. I mean, we go out here, we put in the hours of the practices and the games, and to have numbers of fans out there just watching us and supporting us, it's just a great feeling.
Okay. Well, thank you, DJ, for joining us, and we look forward to the events this spring.
Thank you.
Before getting your balloon animals and seeing Santa at this semester's Cram Jam, take some time to get into the holiday spirit at the Voices of Praise at the Winter Musical. Voices of Praise is Quincy University's gospel choir. This Sunday, the group will be performing their first and only concert of the semester at the Cathedral of Worship from 3:30 to 6:30. The cathedral is located just off Broadway at 215 North 25th Street. If you are not able to drive or find a ride to the concert, transportation will be provided before and during the concert, picking up students in the driveway between the SLC and the cafeteria. The concert is free to everyone and all are welcomed.
It's hard to believe it's almost time to start making New Year's resolutions. With 2011 coming to a close, QUTV's Keenan O'Connor takes a look back at the top headlines of 2011 and what an eventful year it was.
2011 kicked off with revolts, revolutions, and riots. Throughout the first few months of the new year, revolts occurred in places such as Egypt, Libya, and other countries across the Middle East. These riots and protests went on for months on end in an attempt to change their leadership or style of government, and many of them succeeded. Here at home, a shooting took place on January 8th near Tucson, Arizona, where a man opened fire at a Safeway store, killing Judge John Roll and severely wounding Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords. The incident left 6 people dead and 13 wounded. Giffords is currently continuing her rehab. More than 65 years ago, the United States dropped the first atomic bombs on Japanese soil. This past March, Japan had a tsunami that ravaged the land all along the eastern coast of Japan, causing billions of yen in damage to towns and cities, leaving thousands dead and injured in its wake. What do they have in common? The tsunami that hit Japan severely damaged the eastern coast's nuclear power plant at Fukushima, triggering explosions at the facility and radiation to the area around it. Though the incident was well contained, the disaster itself is being said to be the most catastrophic nuclear incident since the 1986 Chernobyl disaster in what was the former USSR. Casey Anthony gets acquitted from the murder of her 2-year-old daughter, and Troy Davis dies for the killing of an off-duty officer. Perhaps the verdicts would have been different if the courts were to be held in Iran, where you can't even say anything obliquely offensive due to the language restrictions on all the social networks, especially text messaging. The man behind the iPod, iPad, iMac, and iTunes died this fall. Steve Jobs, CEO and co-founder of Apple, passed away after a long battle with pancreatic cancer. Jobs has drawn comparisons to Thomas Edison for his innovative inventions that have moved us forward in the digital age. Jobs was 56. The Call of Duty franchise lives on with their installment of Modern Warfare 3. Seriously? Another Call of Duty? The Call of Duty franchise has almost as many games as Star Trek does series. Only difference is Call of Duty attracts more little kids, even though it is a maturely rated game. Perhaps Call of Duty will go to space in its next game, because with the American economy the way it is, NASA most certainly won't be sending anyone up to the moon anytime soon. Speaking of the economy, has anyone seen the economy in today's world? The United States is going down the toilet. Most of Europe's financials have already been flushed. China? Healthy as an ox. The government bailouts to U.S. banks is said to have reached $700 trillion. As QUTV recently reported, Netflix thought of splitting its services. However, Netflix then decided that Quickster was a no-go. After hearing much angry feedback, Netflix decided to revoke their idea for splitting their services. They just can't seem to make up their minds, can they? To end the year on a bright note, after nearly a decade of thirst for vengeance, justice has finally been served. Osama bin Laden was killed this past summer by our U.S. Navy SEALs. Now that justice has been done, the United States troops are starting to withdraw from the Middle East, hopefully to return to more sand on the sunny beaches of Florida for some much-deserved R&R. Happy New Year, everyone. Join us next year in 2012 if the world doesn't come to an end next December. Signing off for the remainder of 2011, I'm Keenan O'Connor, reporting for QUTV.
It was definitely a year to remember. This week I spoke with some students on campus to find out what events made 2011 a memorable year.
My most memorable moment of 2011 would be going to Boston to see Blink-182 with my friends. It was awesome, the sights were great, and it was just a great concert in general, and I loved being with my friends for our last time before summer ended.
It actually happened this past Saturday, December 3rd, when I got to go to Demi Lovato's concert back home, and we upgraded our seats 9 rows away from her, and I got to see her and wave at her, but she waved back. But it was still a good concert, and I love her.
During spring break, I went on a service trip to Biloxi, Mississippi, and we did stuff with Habitat for Humanity, and getting involved in that organization was really beneficial to what I did the rest of the calendar year, and made me realize that there's people out there that don't even have homes from Hurricane Katrina still that need help.
We were, afterwards, me and a group of my friends, we went to the Abbey, and that was where the man said Osama bin Laden had been killed. And so that was a very kind of like, not roundabout thing, but it was very kind of signaled the end of an era, sort of, because ever since I was 11 years old, this has been something that's been like a very big thing with 9/11 and all that. To have that kind of that chapter maybe come to a close a little bit into my senior year, or into my junior year was kind of neat. So I would say that is the most memorable because I can remember exactly where I was sitting, exactly what people were saying, that kind of thing. So.
You know it's the holidays when the air is filled with Christmas music. Each year, some of the classic songs get a makeover when contemporary artists put their own spin on their favorites. Here's a look at Michael Buble's new CD and a song to get you into the Christmas spirit. Artist and actor Michael Buble is a Canadian singer whose style is considered traditional pop and jazz. His music is influenced by the famous jazz singer Frank Sinatra. His CD, Christmas, is his 5th full-length and first all-Christmas album. It was released in the United States on October 25th. In this week, the CD has rose all the way to #1 on the U.S. Billboard 200 album sales, giving Buble his 3rd chart topper in his short career. Here is a little sample of a song that is sure to get you in the holiday spirit. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes that glow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
With keeping you in the holiday spirit, here's a message from our QUTV family to yours.
Oh, yeah.
From all of us here at QUTV, happy holidays.
Merry Christmas to you and yours.
Feliz Navidad. Todos ustedes y familia.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
From all of us here at QUTV, have a safe and happy holidays.
Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time, dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square.
Thank you so much for joining us for our last episode of 2011. And for the last time here on QUTV, I'm Hannah Youngquist.
And I'm Jeremy Culver. Join us in January as QUTV brings you more news by the students, for the students.
We leave you with a preview of what to expect from the upcoming Voices of Praises concert. Happy holidays, everyone.